So all the debris that's been left in the field from when I was muck spreading in December, there's still bits of it left on the ground. So what I'm going to do is use the chain arrow that's on the back of the tractor to go through, spread it all about. Hopefully it breaks up the trash, which in clumps like here, grass is going to struggle to get up through it because there's so much muck that it's just like a layer thick of that, so the grass is going to struggle to come up through. So by me going through with the chain arrow, spreading it about, is obviously going to make it thinner, easier for the grass to grow. Did put the bucket on as well, just in case I needed that. Let's get these unfolded. Would be nice if we had some hydraulic ones. These still do the job. They're old for how much they get used, and they still do the job. They're fine. A lot of people don't do this anymore, but we always find it effective, and we got them, so we might as well use them. Like I said, afterwards we will be rolling here because of all those ruts that you can see behind me. I've just driven out here. There's no ruts out in the field. There are a few gullies in this field, but I know exactly where to and where to avoid. So let's get going. So now I'll have it in, probably in B4. Try B4 a minute. So I have just finished this field now. As you can see, it has made some progress splitting stuff about. That should just help it break down a bit more. So I just got out the field, and that's the ruts which we done when we were doing the muck spreading. So that's how rut it is when it gets into the gateway as well. So all that needs to be rectified at some point. Then if you see the two-tone there. So I come to the next field. This is the final field that I'm going to be doing. Look at all this I've got to spread them out. This one I do here, this was all done with a rear discharge spreader. Which is better, it's a lot better than what we have. We have a chain spreader, but it does just fire it all out, and that stuff wasn't very well rotted, so it literally just bunged it all out as fast as possible. They're brilliant for if you want to get stuff shifted fast, but when it's not rotted down, sometimes you can just leave stuff like this all over the field. I'm just going to spread all this around now, like I've done the other field, and then see how we get on. In a lot of the villages around here, there is a hell of a lot of gullies in their fields. I'm not 100% sure why they've done it, because it never really worked for water. I know a lot of people over the years have ploughed them out, but this field hasn't been ploughed in a very long time. This is where this joystick really comes into play. Just at the back, when you get to a headland, all you got to do is either press the button there for up and down, or you can even use those ones there. So I like to use the ones that are on the joystick. Just literally up, whack it in reverse. Not the straightest of lines, that one. And then just do a little 3-point turn. And then press down, that goes down, and you're away again. So that's most of the field done now. I know it's brought a lot of this back up, but it's nice and light and it should break up a lot easier now to rot into the ground. I know a lot of people would be saying, why aren't you ploughing it? Why don't you just plough it back into the ground? One, we don't have the land that we can waste ground by ploughing it and reseeding it. And normally we like to keep the cows out a bit later on this sort of ground and the other field that I was doing earlier on. So we like to take all the cows off the peat, well, most of the cattle off the peat a lot earlier. I know there was a few last year that we kept on, but that was only, I don't know, 5 or 6. And then we like to put all the cows back on the main grazing ground in about mid-April. So they'll just go grazing on that 30 acres down there, whilst all this can recover back for the middle of the summer. So it's been utilised at the end of the year rather than the start of spring, whereas a lot of people like to let their cows out a bit earlier, whereas we like to keep ours out a bit later, if you get what I mean. But that's why we do it anyway. Thought I'd just go through that. Thanks again for watching. It's nice to be back out in the field doing something. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be out rolling, maybe even chain arrow in this field once again. And yeah, hopefully some more field work down John's as well. Like I said, we are trying to look for a ferret spinner, because we do need to get some ferret on here. We don't know which ones yet, what ferret spinner to buy, but we're going to have a look whether it's second-hand ones or not. You can pick up cheap second-hand ones, just obviously you've got to look out for rust, because there are a lot of people that don't bother washing out the spreaders once they've finished, and I've seen a lot of people do that. So you've got to be careful when we do buy a second-hand one, but we'll see what's about. Anyway, I've waffled on a bit today, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.